coming up on At Your Leisure.
I'm Will Oxley, and I'm going to show you a great base camp to explore from in southern Utah.
I'm Reece Stein. Coming up, a trip to Europe's Balkan Peninsula, where human history is measured in stone.
I'm Curt, this is Rena, this is Jake, this is Scott.
That's right, it's Jeepers and side-by-siders. What happens when you put all three together on a boat? Well, check it out.
We're at Hyrum State Park, and we've got Curt, Rena, Scott, I'm Jake, and we're trying to beat the heat out here on the lake today, aren't we?
That's right. We parked all the machines. No Jeeps, no side-by-sides today.
No Jeeps, no side-by-sides, no off-roading. We're out here to waterboard Scott Huntsman and see if the old guy can surf. Come join us, it's gonna be a good time.
Let's do it.
Where are we? Do you guys know? I don't even know.
Hyrum Reservoir, right? We just live right down the road in Nibley, and it's a hot day. It's a birthday right here.
Girl.
It's Ivy's birthday.
Birthday girl!
That's right.
Yeah, woo!
So we just wanted to cool off and come down here and get in the water.
It gets them out of the house, gets them off their electronics. It's cheaper than going to the pool, so that's a plus.
Okay.
And it's close. So it's just a good way to come out, and I get a tan. Because it's freaking hot.
We went for a horseback ride this morning and just got so hot. We better come up here and jump in the water.
And it's just so fast to come and be here and jump in the water, unload the boats.
We bought an annual
Grammy
pass today.
finds the shade.
Fun.
Going underwater?
Yeah.
Jumping off?
Jumping.
I'm the pier out there for them to climb up on and jump off of. They think that's so much fun.
Here you go. Jake the pro surfer right here. Curt's already been on the board. Rena's been on the board. Look at Jake, man. He's rocking and rolling. I'm gonna try this for my very first time. So this ought to be worth watching. In the meantime, you guys check out this story coming up.
Utah is RV country. With so many beautiful areas to see and experience, deciding what to do can be overwhelming. But if you're at the off-road RV resort, the owners only want you to do two simple things: park your motorhome and set off on an adventure.
We're in Caneville, Utah, and this is our brand new RV park that we just built. We spent 30 years in Metro Denver, and we kind of wanted to change a pace with some blue skies and clean water and good air. And we're both outdoor enthusiasts, and we enjoy being next to a national park and some of the off-roading opportunities and hiking that the area offers. We have met some of the best people that we consider friends out here in the last year and a half from anywhere in the country, really good people.
I've been parked here for the last month, and I've come on the weekends. I was looking for a place to get out of the winter in Colorado, so I found their spot down here in Utah. Tons of riding out here. The style of riding that I like to do, fast, open, not a lot of people. So it makes it, you know, a lot safer and less traffic and less congestion, if you will. This is a 2018 Can-Am Maverick X3 Max. A few modifications have been done to it over the years, but I try to get it out as much as I can. I feel like this machine was built to ride in places like this. So having it out here kind of allows you to drive it as it's intended to be driven. And that is my favorite part of the whole deal. It's also just as much a part of being in the middle of nowhere and the tranquility that comes with that and the peace of mind of not having any distractions.
Right now we have 32 full hookup sites. We're built largely to cater to bigger rigs with toys. We don't have any sites less than 100 feet long, and we're very widely spaced so that you have plenty of room to get out, play horseshoes, socialize, and let the dog run around. The water at every site is reverse osmosis purified, which is an expensive way to deliver very good tasting water. We like our water and our coffee just so.
Plus, we designed the sites so that your trailer will actually provide you shade on your passenger side with your door side, so you don't have that blazing sun in the afternoon. We have had some people out here for a month at a time, and they still seem to find lots of stuff to do. Some of them go off and use it as a base and then go off for a night or two and then come back.
We're in the middle of 5 national parks, as you know. We're an hour and a half from Arches and Moab, about an hour from Lake Powell, about 15 minutes from Capitol Reef National Park, and I think about a half an hour from Goblin Valley State Park. And the trails in the area are just some of the best we found anywhere in the country, honestly. It's kind of an unknown area, and that makes it very nice because you can ride all day and sometimes you're the only person you see on the trails.
Southern Utah is renowned for its rugged beauty and unbelievable landscapes. While some towns and national parks can be crowded with visitors from all over the world, it's still easier than ever to discover solitude on the trails less traveled.
At least as of right now, I'd still consider it a hidden gem. How long that lasts has yet to be determined. You know, we've had the place to ourselves as far as riding is concerned.
You can ride directly from the RV park to trails in every direction, whether you go west or east, north or south. You could actually ride trails straight from here down to Lake Powell if you so desired.
Our website is offroadrvresort.com that offers all information about our park, and you can do your reservation online where you can pick which site it works best for you. We also allow people to just drive up if we have space, and we'll get them right in.
For anyone that is an off-road enthusiast or has a family, this place has been great. The hosts for the campground have been great, super helpful, shown me around, taking me out on a couple rides as well. Utah in general has a lot of great riding, but undoubtedly this is one of the most underrated places to take your machine out.
Hey, welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. Hey, guess what? It's go time. You know, the professionals have all been taking their turn. Now it's time for the beginners. So Curt gave me a little bit of a lesson. I'm going to see how good of a teacher he is. And I've been watching Jake. He's the one right here, man. You rock it. Here we go. Like you guys get out quite a bit. I mean, you know, getting out's important to us all, right?
You know, recreation is kind of a fun thing, and this is a great state for it. We spend a lot of time out on the lake. We spend a lot of time riding. We have a lot of hobbies that are outdoors. But I think for us, you can come out here, whether you're side-by-siding, whether you're boating, family, friends. Just fun times together. It's good memories. It's a good time. Both of these two were terrified of water as a little. That is, a few years ago, I dragged Jake to the river to go fishing. We're in this much water, and he's on my back. Terrified of water. Little exaggeration, but we'll go with it. Very little, very little. But at the end of it, we have had some great summers out here boating. Yes, to watch them, and both of them This woman was afraid of water too. I got her snorkeling, I got her surfing, and nobody ever surfing more than she did. We dragged her. We waterboarded her on this lake for a year. And now she's a surfing fool, you know?
Yes.
But it's super fun, you know?
Yes, yes. Well, how often do you guys get out? How many times during the week are you out doing this?
3 or 4 nights a week, probably.
There you go.
A full weekend day. And then we are usually out here at 3 in the afternoon until sun goes down.
Nice.
We spend a lot of time out here.
Well, I think it's the best way, you know, when the temperatures get really hot. It's pretty hot this summer. You know, you get out on the water like this, it just feels good. It feels good.
A lot better than those open camp side-by-sides you give us crap about. Right?
Well, exactly. You know, I mean, if you know, that's why we have a Jeep. So we just roll those windows up, crank that AC, recirculate all that, so it gets nice.
If they could just wheel properly and have air conditioning, wouldn't that be cool?
Now look, we're 9 out of 10 already there. See, and I've still got the air conditioning too.
10's really important. But now we enjoy it a lot. It's great to be out here, and it's great having you guys out here. We've done a few shows together, and
yes,
it's always a good time. But when you can spend time out with your family and friends, it's what it's all.
Well, that's what it's all about, you know. And whether we bicker with each other on the trail or just challenge each other to a little fun on the lake, we're here just doing it.
I'll give you props. You impressed me today, sir.
Oh, well, hey, that makes twice now. I want everybody to pay attention to that.
So, earlier, I gave him an attaboy.
You gave her the old college try.
I think we should get back in and surf.
All right. No reason not to. I'm down. Let's do it.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We're out here enjoying the summer day on the lake. There's a responsibility that comes along with all recreating. Make sure you read the guidelines, know the rules before you come out so we all don't pay a price for it. Go ahead and hit it, buddy.
So aquatic invasive species are obviously invasive to Utah, and we're trying very hard to keep them out of our waterways. So Lake Powell is currently the only reservoir in Utah that has invasive species that we need to monitor and check. Other lakes outside of Utah also have invasive species, so if you're coming into Utah, you will need to get inspected. So the biggest things about the clean dry is you need to meet a certain dry time. So your boat has to be cleaned off and dried, and you need to pull your plug when you leave any reservoir in Utah. The biggest thing for us is unverifiable water. Unverifiable water is in your ballast tanks, and we have to decontaminate that if it's been in a water body with invasive mussels in the last 30 days. So even if you've met the dry time of 7 days, the ballast tanks are still considered unverifiable water, and they have to be decontaminated. So as you exited Lake Powell, they're gonna check your boat, make sure you've dried it, pulled your plug, and they're gonna put an orange marker that says you've been in a water body that is contaminated. So before you can launch again, you're gonna need to be decontaminated. To do that here at Hyrum State Park, you can make a reservation by calling our main office phone number and setting that up. Other reservoirs such as Willard Bay, Bear Lake State Park also do those. The decontamination process consists of us washing basically your boat where the water has been, is all decontaminated at a temperature of 140 degrees. The mussel cannot live in 140 degrees, and that way we run your motor at 140 degrees with circulating water, and we also fill up your ballast tanks to make sure any mussels in there would die off. So to be compliant in the Utah state waters, you need to have certain things on your boat, and there's an equipment list that we can give you if you come into the park. It's just a simple boating brochure that we have. So types of things that you need on your boat, on your vessel, if you're towing, is you need to have an orange flag. So if you are towing somebody, you need to have an observer to hold that flag that has to be 8 years of age or older. If that person that you're towing falls into the water, that flag would go up. Depending on your length of boat, you're going to need a Type 4 throwable, you're going to need a fire extinguisher, you're going to need a spare paddle, a horn or whistle, a bilge pump, or a bucket to bilge water out of. Obviously, life jackets for every individual. Any person that is 12 years or younger must be wearing their life jacket at all times. The other people that are required to wear life jackets are people being towed behind the boat or surfing behind the boat. My favorite thing about working at the park is seeing people's enjoyment of our amenities and resources. We take a lot of pride in taking care of this area, and we love to see people actually recreating and using it.
We can't stress enough how important it is to not cross-contaminate Utah's waterways. So do yourself a favor, hop on the state's website and get all the information you need. We're going to get back to boating. Check out the second story.
I'm Reece Stein, at your leisure, in southern Europe's Balkan Peninsula, where thousands of years of human history are measured in stone, surrounded by a beautiful forest on the banks of a spectacular lake.
Greek mythology says the magnificent city of Butrint on the southern coast of today's Albania was founded by survivors of the Trojan War. In truth, these spectacular ruins date from the 8th century BC, 3,000 years after the fall of Troy. From the Stone Age to the Middle Ages, Butrint is a time portal through the 2,500-year history of the region. Astounding works of Greeks, Romans under Caesar, Byzantines, Phoenicians, Ottomans all left their works here, making it one of the most important ruins in the Balkans, part of the 33-square-mile Butrint National Park and World Heritage Site. Butrint features a classic Roman amphitheater from the 4th century, the baptistry constructed in the 6th century, remains of the ancient gymnasium, the towering 1,800-year-old remains of the Grand Basilica, the Lion Gate with the big cat devouring a bull, defensive walls with stones cut so precisely they fit tightly without mortar and have lasted 2 millennia, all shaded by trees and surrounded by wetlands, a fusion of nature and history, a jewel of Albania and a hidden gem for inquisitive travelers. Nearby Gjirokastër, Albania, is a tourist favorite, called the City of Stone for the rock buildings, cobblestone streets, and hundreds of stairs. This historic old town dates from the 17th century with a maze of narrow streets and alleys lined with tourist shops and sidewalk cafes. Up even more steps, the Gjirokastër Fortress looms over the valley. The main corridor is lined with cannons from every era, including the resistance to Italian and German occupation. Inside the castle, an eclectic collection of every imaginable weapon from independence through 1912 through both world wars. It includes rooms from the notorious prison where captured Nazis and later political prisoners during the decades of communist oppression. On a happier excursion, we visit a farm in the nearby village of Doksat. The farmer shows off his flock of sheep, including a less than cuddly newborn. He also raises grapes and bees and treats us to a traditional Albanian lunch of Greek salad, fresh ham and sausage, and homemade bread. We absorb the local culture in this tiny town of ancient buildings and meet local goat herders along the way. Albania's capital of Tirana spreads out from the 10-acre central square, the city's trendy hangout spot. Surprisingly modern skyscrapers tower over the city center. The notorious House of Leaves served as the Gestapo headquarters during World War II and was the center of brutal communist-era oppression. Today it is a museum dedicated to those who were spied on, persecuted, and executed by the Stalinistic regime. Maybe the oddest oddity in Albania are the concrete defensive bunkers. 750,000 bunkers built from the 1960s to the 1980s by the paranoid socialist leaders. They cover the mountains, the beaches, city neighborhoods, including this park that for some reason also includes a chunk of the Berlin Wall. The bunkers are everywhere. They cost the economy a fortune, but were never used. We toured the extensive Ministry of Interior Affairs and State Police bunker in downtown Tirana. Now a museum, the 24 rooms and narrow corridors still emit a somber aura of fear and despair. But Albania has turned its checkered past into a budding tourist draw, a mix of ancient wonders and improving infrastructure, a surprising travel destination certainly to be considered. Reece and Marianne, at your leisure along the way in Tirana, Albania.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We've been out here on the reservoir surfing all day. We've had a heck of a good time. Make sure you check out next week's show. It looks like a really good one.
Hey, thanks, Curt. Next week, Rhea and I are venturing out with the Utah Live Steamers Club as they show off a one-of-a-kind attraction in Shea Park that will make your inner child jealous. Then we're headed out on the trail for another great ride back in time. We'll take you back to the 40s when a manufacturer embarked on a quest that would literally create the industry we enjoy today. And you're going to get to ride in some of those machines. Finally, we're taking a look at a proposed bill that has been introduced to help Americans with disabilities gain access to our spectacular public lands and ensure that that right remains for generations to come. Find out the details. Now, let's take a look at our calendar of events. First up, August 7th through the 10th is the Paiute ATV Jamboree in Marysville, Utah. Come on down for great food, fun games, and of course, some fantastic riding trails. Visit PaiuteJam.com for more information. Then, August 13th through the 17th is the Bryce Panguitch ATV Rally, which is a great way to bring your machine down and experience some amazing scenery on some of the most diverse red rock trails in the state. Visit BryceCanyonCountry.com for more information, and don't forget to visit our events page at AYLTV.com to stay up to date on all the great jamborees and off-road and outdoor events that are going to be happening throughout the rest of this year.
Hey guys, great time today, and thank you. You guys are good instructors.
It's a bit.
You teach me how to surf.
I thought it was going to be a lot harder than that. He still his relationship with Pat. I'm like, this is going to be tough.
I lost the bet, so
He's down 20 bucks.
I'm down 50. She made out like a bandit. You did a great job.
He's great. Hey, well, thank you. You know, and a great boat. Perfect boat for it.
That's a great surf.
You know, I love it. And you own a little bit of boat responsibility along the way, too.
It's important to understand the rules and the regulations and things that go on.
Exactly.
We all enjoy outdoor recreating, and there are rules with everything, and those rules benefit the whole. So it's important to read up on them a little bit, know them, and be responsible out there, right?
Exactly.
We've been out here on the Utah State Park up at Hyrum Reservoir all freaking day. We've had a really good time. It's been fun. Remember, you guys, life's an adventure. Go out there and find it.
At your leisure. Do you?